Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karati vachalam pangulanghayate giring, Yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurung dinatarinam, Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Isharam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome everyone for this evening program. I am very happy to see so many wonderful devotees gathered together. And I am more happy to see the happy faces. Nowadays, seeing happy faces are not so easy. So you are all happy because you are wonderful. Why you are wonderful? Because you are Krishna conscious. So today's topic is focus. So it is said that success comes from focus. How many of you want to become successful in your life? Very good. Everybody wants to be successful. The key to success is focus. So before coming to the topic, focus, we should know what is the object of focus. Focus on what? Focus on movies, focus on chilling out during weekends, focus on sense enjoyment, or focus on jobs, or focus on health. What should be the subject matter of focus? So focus should be on the goal of life. That is the point. We should have focus, but focus on what? Focus on the goal of life. Survey reveals that most of the people in this world are very confused about the goal of life. Why? Because people are so disturbed with so many problems in life. So many problems. And people are very busy in solving problems. And they are thinking, if I solve this problem, then I will be happy. But the problem is that one problem is solved, another quickly follows. Then we become busy again solving that problem. So that's why problem solving has become the goal of life. And who is paid highest salary? Who can solve problems nicely. Right or wrong? So problem solving becomes the goal of life. And people don't know what is the real goal of life. So goals can be in two varieties, two types, two categories. One is primary goal and another one is secondary goal. So primary goal, according to the scriptures, is to become Krishna conscious. That is the primary goal. And you are all students, so students should also have some goal, right? So what should be the goal? To become excellent in your studies and in your performance in academics. And along with that, you should have wonderful character. Character building is the purpose of education. We think getting some information is the purpose of education. But really, if we go into the purpose of education, that should be character building. In our childhood, we used to learn a principle. What is the principle? If money is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. But if character is lost, everything is lost. But this principle is lost nowadays. So what is the new principle? It has become reversed. If character is lost, nothing is lost. Nobody talks about character. If health is lost, something is lost. But if money is lost, everything is lost. What is the purpose of education nowadays? I am telling nowadays, purpose of education is paper. Different types of paper. First, what is the first? First, admission. You get some admission paper. Then you enter into the college. Then you get books with papers. Then you get exam paper. Then after that, mark sheets or certificates, paper. Then you go to the companies and get a job, appointment letter, paper. Then what is the purpose of appointment letter? Getting salary, real paper. So, the purpose of education is to get money. And there is some advertisement also on the billboard. Wonderful college. Why? Placement is guaranteed. Means you will get the job. So purpose of education is now to get a job. So getting job is also becoming very difficult nowadays. In our days, if you become master degree holder, before that also, if you become master degree holder, it's a great thing. And if you become engineer, oh, people will come to see you. Oh, he has become engineer, doctor. Nowadays, number is very high. That's why people don't care whether you are a doctor or engineer. Because number is increasing, that's why value is decreasing. Getting a job is also very difficult nowadays, right? So I'll tell you a story. Getting a job is difficult, it's a problem. Not getting a job is a difficulty. But if you get a job also, that is also difficulty. Life is all about difficulties. So one boy, one man or one boy, whatever, he completed his masters. After completing masters also, he did not get a job. So family members, mainly the parents, were in anxiety. Because parents are in anxiety till the son gets settled by getting a job and daughter gets settled by getting married. So parents were very upset, in anxiety also. We spend so much money, but he is not getting a job. And that boy also was not in a good shape of mind. So one day, his friend came to give him the good news. What's the good news? That I have found a job for you. So, oh, you're the real friend. So what is the job? So job is in the zoo. What I have to do there? It said that the chimpanzee in the zoo died. And there is no chimpanzee available in the market. What the zoo authorities did? They took out the skin of that chimpanzee. Now every day you have to go in the morning, dress up like a chimpanzee, act like chimpanzee holder and come back in the evening. So no problem. Salary? Salary is very good salary. So no problem. I can become chimpanzee. No problem. I can become anything provided I get the job. So he joined, going on very nicely. Every day he was spending time acting like a chimpanzee. At the end of the month, got a good salary, but there is a problem. What's the problem? Next cage was the cage of a tiger. Problem. So what happened? He was thinking, oh my God, I did not have a job, I was better. Now I have got a job, but next door is the tiger. So he was very scared every day. So one day what happened? The door of the cage of the tiger was open. So tiger came out of the cage and entered into the cage of the chimpanzee. And chimpanzee was very, very scared and thought today is my last day. So he was coming back, and tiger was coming forward. And that chimpanzee, that boy was coming back. So he became so scared, then tiger started speaking. He said, why you are so scared? I came to know you are master degree holder, I am PhD. So this is the position of job. So whether you get a job, problem will be there. If you don't get a job, problem will be there. If you don't get married, you feel unhappy. After marriage, you feel more unhappy. So problem will continue. Because this world is the world of problem. So point to be noted that these problems are distracting our mind and we cannot focus. So first step in the journey of focus is to know the goal of life. So primary goal, as we discussed, is to become Krishna conscious. And the secondary goal as a student is to focus on studies, do good in the exam, and also have a good character. If you don't have character, then you cannot become a good student. Arjuna is a perfect example to know his goal of life. So Arjuna wanted to become the greatest archer in the world. That was his focus. That was the goal. And he wanted to become a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. He wanted to become Krishna conscious. If you focus on secondary goal and neglecting the primary goal, then life will be imbalanced and you will not be happy. Life without primary goal cannot give us happiness. But both goals are needed. In order to survive in this world, in order to stay in this world, in order to be happy in this world, we must have some goal. But higher goal is not to stay in this world. Higher goal is to come out from this world and enter into the spiritual world, the higher dimension of life. That is the primary goal of life. So secondary goal should help us to achieve the primary goal. So Krishna consciousness means adding Krishna in our life. We don't have to give up anything. People become very scared as soon as people hear about Krishna consciousness. Babaji ban jayega. He'll give up studies, he'll not do good in exam, he'll do this, he'll do that. People have misconceptions that if someone becomes Krishna conscious, then he'll become irresponsible. Krishna consciousness is the life, is the symptom of highest level of responsibility. Arjuna, before hearing Bhagavad Gita, he was not willing to fight. He wanted to escape the fight. But after hearing Bhagavad Gita, what he did? He went to the forest. He fought the battle. The best fight in his life. So, Bhagavad Gita or spiritual life or Krishna consciousness makes us very, very responsible. Human life is a life of responsibility. More we become responsible, more we become advanced in our journey towards achieving the goal of our life. So focus on primary goal and secondary goal. So Arjuna showed that, how focused he was. What kind of focus he had? One day, Dronacharya was testing his students. He has kept one wooden bird in the tree. And he was calling his students and checking what you are seeing. Somebody said, oh, I am seeing the bird, I am seeing the tree, I am seeing the sky, I am seeing the mangoes. So many students, so many answers. At the end, Arjuna was called. And Dronacharya asked Arjuna, Arjuna, what are you seeing? He said, Gurudev, I cannot see anything. I can only see the eye of the bird. That is called focus. How it is possible? Focus comes from discipline. Human life should be the life of discipline, regulated life. As soon as we hear about regulation, we feel it's like a prison life, right? We don't like to hear regulations. It is a common practice. If someone is told to do this, he'll do the opposite, right? We don't like to hear any advice. Why? We think regulation means, what is the meaning of regulation? Means binding us in so-called ethics, morality, which has no value in our life. But if you really want to enjoy life, we have to be regulated. The flight, the aeroplane, why it can fly? Because it's regulated, it's balanced. How many wheels? How many wheels? How many wheels? 2 wheels, 4 wheels? In the aircraft, how many wheels? 3 wheels? 6 wheels? Okay. Attached. Okay. How many wings? 2 wings. So why 2 wings? Balance. And before it takes off, everything has to be balanced. Then it can take off. If you are regulated, then you can go high. If you are not regulated, you will go down. Plane crash. So if you want to go high, means if we want to become successful, we have to be regulated. 3 types of students are there in college. Everything is 3. 3 modes of nature. So 3 categories of students. First category of student, they are very, very sincere students. They go to every class, take notes, prepare themselves many times, revise them, and get ready before the exam. Generally, the good students, excellent students, brilliant students, they don't study so much day before the exam. Because they are prepared, waiting for the exam paper. Waiting for that. They are brilliant students and they are happy. No anxiety. There is another category of student, they are happier than the first category. Why? Because they never went to the class. What to talk about the exam? They don't know what's there in the books. Whether anybody has belief in God, faith in God or not, they have complete faith in God. Even God cannot help them to pass the exam. So why to worry? They chill out and make them disturbed. Make others disturbed. Those who are studying. So happy, happier. But who are in anxiety? In between. In between category is always in anxiety. So they don't go to the class, not every day, but they go to the classes sometimes, take some notes, prepare sometimes, and they become very busy day before, night before the exam. Life of anxiety. If you want to see the life of anxiety, see these categories of students. And most of the students are in this category. Happy category, they are less. But this category, number is very high. Why I am telling this? Because if we don't have regulation, we cannot be also successful in our student life. Those who are successful students, they are very, very regular. They go to the class regularly. They study subjects regularly. They complete the homework regularly. Regularity. That is called discipline. Not extremes. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yukta haro viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu yukta sapna bhavadasya yoga bhavati dukkhaha. A yogi, who is a yogi? Who is balanced. We should not think yogi means in the forest and the Himalayas, they are sitting down, not doing anything. They are not the yogi. Yogi means who is balanced in his life. What is the balance? Ahar, eating. Then vihar, recreation, sleeping. In every aspect of life, a yogi is very balanced. And if we are balanced, then what will happen? Dukkha. All our miseries will go away. Why we are miserable? Because we are not disciplined. Indisciplined life. Indisciplined life leads to miseries. And if we have disciplined life, we will have happy life. How many of you want to be happy? Free from miseries and anxieties? Very good. Thank you so much. So that will happen if we lead disciplined life. But our life generally nowadays is very indisciplined. We say that if we sleep too much, we become lazy. And if we sleep too less, crazy. Lazy and crazy, they cannot be happy. Right or wrong? Once I was talking about Bhakti Thakur. You have heard the name, Srila Bhakti Thakur? To the students, his life. He used to go to sleep at 7:30 in the evening. Every day. When? 7:30 in the evening. And he used to get up at 10 o'clock. And when I told that, they were so happy. Oh, very good. We get up at 9 o'clock. He used to get up 10 o'clock. Then I said, not 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock at night. And they became very depressed. I said, why to sleep then? So if you sleep too much, you become lazy. And we have to take bath also regularly. But regularity also a very relative term. Somebody says, I am very regular in taking bath. I take bath every week. Every Sunday I take bath. There was a student, he used to take bath once in 3 months. And he has also a philosophy. And somebody asked, why you don't take bath regularly? He said, I feel that there is some scarcity of water in the world. So I don't want to waste water by taking bath. That's why I take bath only once in 3 months. Everybody has philosophy in life. So this is not regularity. Regularity means doing things daily. So we have to study daily. We have to attend classes daily. We have to go to the college daily. That is called regularity. That is called discipline. Okay? So disciplined life will help us to focus on the goal of life. Okay? So focus comes from discipline. Then how discipline will come? Now we are not disciplined. We get up 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. How to regulate that? We go to sleep. We don't know when we go to sleep. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning we go to sleep. So how to regulate that? It will happen through practice. 3 words are very, very important. Key words to success. What are the 3 words? Practice, practice, and practice. We should not think, oh, we'll become perfect one day. Practice makes man perfect. In every field. Unless we practice, we cannot become perfect. In the same way, we cannot become disciplined if we don't practice. So, practice means doing things regularly, practicing. If someone wants to become a good singer, they practice singing every day. And they generally do it early in the morning. If you want to become good athlete, they also become perfect by practicing, preferably early in the morning. In the same way, if you want to become perfect in our spiritual journey, if you want to become perfect in Krishna consciousness, we should also practice when? Early in the morning. What is the meaning? Early in the morning. For some people, maybe 8 o'clock is very early in the morning. Some people may think 7 o'clock early in the morning. If someone can get up at 6 o'clock, oh, I get up very early. What time? 6 o'clock. So when I started my practice, getting up 3:30 in the morning, my friend used to ask, what happened? You are okay? Getting up 3:30 in the morning is a news. That is morning, that is night. Right? That is night. So that thing will come. How it will come? Through practice. And practice means taking baby steps. We should not think, oh, one day it will happen. Now I am getting up 8 o'clock. From tomorrow I will get up at 4 o'clock. Not possible. Somebody came to Srila Prabhupada and he was addicted in cigarette smoking. Very addicted. And I think he used to smoke every day 60 cigarettes, 60 or 80 cigarettes like that. And if you tell him, stop cigarette smoking from tomorrow, he will not die out of cigarette smoking, he will die by heart attack. Right? Very difficult to give up in one day. So Prabhupada told him, you should reduce your number. How? 1 in a day. Every day, one cigarette you should reduce. So he did that and gradually gave up cigarette smoking. So if we practice properly, regularly, then we can come to a life of discipline. That choice we have to make. But practice is very, very important. One day, Arjuna was eating. I think eating does not need practice, right? Eating does not need practice. He was eating and light went off. It became dark. And during that dark situation also, Arjuna was eating. And he was realizing that in dark I can eat. Then I can practice also in darkness. And from that day he decided to stop sleeping. That's why one of the name of Arjuna is Gurakesha, who has conquered sleep. One experience gave him the motivation, right? And he used to learn whole day learning and whole night practicing. That's why he became Arjuna. You should not think, oh, somebody will become a big man by chance. So one person came to a village and he asked one villager that in your village is leaders are born? He said, in our village only child is born. So you think that someone is born leader, born great person. It's not like that. A great person become great person by practice. So we have to learn the principle of practice. So discipline comes from practice. So what is the primary goal of life? You all agreed also to become Krishna conscious. So what is the practice to become Krishna conscious? What is the practice? Which things we have to do daily? The primary practice is to chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Our slogan for the youth is morning for sadhana, evening for studies. Primarily for the engineers. Because engineers don't have to study much. Why? Because entering into engineering college is difficult. Right? But getting out is easier. So, one student was failing in subjects, not able to pass. And parents were fed up also. His friends also got fed up. And they asked him, why you are not studying? He said, my principle is that getting into the college is my responsibility. I did that wonderfully. Getting out of the college is the responsibility of the college authorities. Why to study? So you should not think like that. Okay? So you have to practice. You have to chant the holy name. So how many of you chant the holy name here regularly? Regularly means daily. Okay, very good. So I'll ask another question. How many of you chant 16 rounds, if you heard this number, 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day? How many of you do that? Okay, very good. How many of you get up early in the morning? I'm not telling when, but early in the morning, according to you. How many of you get up? Okay. Generally, there is a saying, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, that is very important, and wise. So that is the success formula. Getting up early in the morning and also go to sleep early. It's very, very important. And that will help us to have good health, also good money, and also good knowledge. So good students do like that. But nowadays, the culture has changed. They study whole night. That's also good, but it's not good in long run because that will disturb your health and disturb so many other things in your life. So better to change that habit, and we can take baby steps. Now I am getting up at maybe, for example, 8 o'clock. So I'll take a decision that from tomorrow I'll get up at 7:30. So you do that practice for some time. Then when you study at 7:30, then it's okay. I'll do now 7 o'clock. Then 6:30. Then 6. Then 5:30. Then 5. Then 4:30. You're thinking how long I'll go. Then 4 o'clock. Prabhupada said we should get up by 4 o'clock. Earlier is better, no problem, but 4 o'clock is a good time to get up because if you get up before sunrise, even the scientists are accepting that is the most powerful and mystical time. You should do the best things during that time. Even scientists are accepting. So our spiritual practice also should take place during that early morning hours, which is known as Brahma Muhurta. That is the time to practice spirituality. And even other practitioners also in other fields, they choose this time to practice. Okay? So practice makes one perfect. And through practice, we become disciplined. And when we become disciplined, we become focused. And when we become focused, we become successful. And what is the meaning of success? Achieving the goals of our life. Okay? Now, then practice, how I will do practice. Practice needs some motivation. Somebody has to motivate us. Motivation. Somebody asks a leader, what is your motivation to lead a life like that? He said, my disciplined life is my motivation. If you lead a disciplined life, that itself becomes a motivation. Very interesting. Generally, we need to be motivated to become disciplined through practice. But another principle is very wonderful. By being disciplined, we remain motivated in our practice. So disciplined life is very, very important. Very, very important. So main problem in the modern era is that we don't lead disciplined life. Very indisciplined life. Why? Because we are focusing so much on knowledge. We are focusing on knowledge, but we are not focusing on values. That is the problem. So when we only focus on knowledge and not values, then life becomes imbalanced. An imbalanced life will lead to miseries. So motivation is very, very important. So how we can become motivated? We need a mentor in our life. The quality of life depends on the quality of our mentor. Duryodhana became Duryodhana. Why? He had a mentor like Shakuni. How many of you want to become like Duryodhana? Okay. So Arjuna became Arjuna. Why? Because he had a mentor like Krishna. So how many of you like to be in the category of Arjuna? Then you have to choose your mentor carefully. Carefully. So that choice is a very, very important choice in our life. The success of a successful man in every field depends on this wonderful example of a mentor. If you don't have a good mentor, you cannot become successful. Right or wrong? If you want to become a good student, you need a good teacher, right? Without good teacher, you cannot become a good student. So everywhere is like that. In the same way, in our spiritual journey also, the same principle applies. If you want to become a good practitioner in our spiritual life, then we need a mentor. So that mentor plays the key role in our lives. So without mentor, we cannot start our spiritual journey itself. That's why Arjuna immediately, when he was confused, he immediately surrendered to Krishna and asked him to become his mentor. Karpanna dosupato sabhava prichhamitang dharma sammuracheta jasre sannischitang bruhitamne sishyastayang sadhimangtang prapannam. So Arjuna gave some arguments why he should not fight. And what was the argument? That if I become victorious, there will be nobody to celebrate my victory. If I lose, I will be killed. So what's the use of fighting this battle? So what was the motivation of Arjuna not to fight? Motivation was what he will get. That is called mode of passion. Our motivation depends on our modes. There are three modes of material nature. Mode of ignorance, mode of passion, mode of goodness, and also there is another mode beyond these three modes that is known as Suddha Sattva or pure goodness. And according to our modes, we will be motivated differently. What is the motivation? Those who are in mode of ignorance, their motivation is fear. Many students, most of the students don't like to study. But why they study? Out of fear. Right? They'll fail in the exam, their parents will become upset, angry. So out of fear, they study. That is mode of ignorance. Even many people do spiritual practice out of fear. One devotee went to his atheist friend and saw that in his house there is a small temple, one altar like this. And he was surprised that he told him that you are an atheist, how come you have an altar temple in your house and you are also worshipping them, doing arati? He said, I am an atheist. I never tell lies to you, but I have a fear. In case God is there, why to make him angry? Do some arati, he'll be happy in case he is there. This is called mode of ignorance. Mode of passion. What is the motivation? Arjuna expressed that, what I will get. Material profit. Kya milega? That's why with that mode of passion we enter into spiritual life. Kya milega? Topper ho jaunga kya? I will become topper in the exam. So one person got a job and he was trying to get a promotion but not getting. So one devotee advised him, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Lord will fulfill your desire. So he started chanting 16 rounds immediately. And after some days, he got the promotion. He developed the faith. Really, it works. So holy name is working. I got the promotion. And he started thinking that I was chanting 16 rounds, I got promotion. If I chant 32 rounds, then I will get double promotion. And with that hope, he started chanting 32 rounds. And after some days, he lost the job. Now what to do? This is called mode of passion. Kya milega? Right or wrong? We go to God when nothing works, right? Till something works, we don't go to God. If we become sick, because we are in Tirupati, so I give this example. So first we go to the doctors, right or wrong? First allopathy. If allopathy does not work, homeopathy. Homeopathy doesn't work, naturopathy. Nothing works, come to Tirupati. So nothing works, then Lord is there. This is called mode of passion. Approaching the Lord for material profit. That is the motivation. Then, mode of goodness. What is the motivation? Duty. Sense of duty. That's what Krishna told Arjuna. That you are analyzing too much about the results of your action. That's why you wanted to give up action. That is the first step in spiritual journey. We should not be attached to the results of our action because that is not in our hand. We become frustrated. Why? Because we are very attached to the results of our actions. And what is the symptom of mode of goodness? One is not attached to the results. That's why Krishna advised Arjuna, you fight. Because it is your duty to fight. Because you are a Kshatriya. You are a student. What's your duty? Study. Don't think what will be the results. Because that will put you in anxiety. So if you want to become a yogi, then we have to put our whole effort in the action, but not being attached to the results of action. That is called Nishkam Karma Yoga. That is the mode of goodness. So what is the motivation? Sense of duty. Mother takes care of the child. Why? It's a duty. Student studies. Why? Duty. So we have our respective duties in this world. We should perform without any expectation of the result. That is called mode of goodness. And what is pure goodness? After hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna told Krishna, Karishye vachanang tava. Whatever you say, I will do. So what is the motivation? Love. Out of love, That is called pure goodness. Arjuna fought the battlefield of Kurukshetra out of love for Krishna. He did not expect any results. He was not attached to the action also. He simply fought for the pleasure of Krishna. And that is the perfection of life. And that person is the topmost yogi, and he is qualified to enter into the spiritual world. And that is the perfection. So our spiritual journey will get perfection when our mode will be pure goodness. And that is the purpose of our spiritual journey. And motivation only changes. Action does not change. Arjuna never changed his activity. He only changed his motivation based on his modes, from passion to goodness to pure goodness. So if you want to become successful like Arjuna, then we have to also upgrade our consciousness from passion to goodness to pure goodness. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Now we can stop the process of recording so that we can have some question answer. You can ask any question.